counting all the votes tonight, just ask, we'll have more people to help. I know you haven't had to count this high in months. Full house. Know when you're ready. All right, if everyone gets their microphones on, pointed in the appropriate direction, we'll call the meeting to order here at 6 o'clock. If you'd rise, please, for the invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Most Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you tonight for just this time to come together as a commission and with the citizens of Lowell. Just give us wisdom tonight. Help us to deal with the business of the city and the citizens in the best way possible. We just thank you for the health to be here tonight and just this opportunity to serve. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call, please.
Brian Clark.
Here.
Frank Musevnik.
Here.
Tony Kosarowski.
Here.
Tim Cox.
Here.
Darren Brock.
Here.
Chase Hendricks.
Here.
And Emily Rourke. We have quorum.
All right, Commissioners, you have the minutes of our previous meeting from May 4th in your packets there. Unless there's any corrections needing made, I'll accept a motion to approve those as written.
One correction I noticed, at least in my mind, the Airbnb that we approved with the parking situation, the minutes say that the applicant was requesting 3 spaces, and we approved that, but said if there were complaints, it would go down to 2. What I thought we had voted on was we were going to approve the standard 2, but if there were complaints, we were going to move it down to 1, which matches what they had on their physical property. Others may have been voting with a different mindset.
They had 2 in their physical property, and that third one was like at the end or something. There was a marked parking space down there.
I remembered it as they had a garage that held 1. I don't remember if their driveway would hold 1 or not.
1.
Yeah, the driveway held 1, the garage held 1.
And the one that was on 1 or 2 on the street was what the additional request was.
Okay, that makes sense then, the 3 to 2. Perfect.
Yeah. Good clarification, though.
So keep it 3 parking spaces instead of the normal 2.
Yes, ma'am, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion made to approve the minutes. Roll call, please.
Tim Cox.
Yes.
Frank Musevnik.
Yes.
Darren Brock.
Yes.
Tony Kosarowski.
Abstain.
And Brian Clark.
Yes.
Chase Hendricks.
Yes.
Emily O'Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve the minutes of 5/4/26 as written are approved.
All right, at this time we have our public forum. This is when we open up the microphone for public, just to bring anything to our attention that you think we need to be aware of. This is not one of the 2 public hearings that we have on the agenda tonight. It's just a time that we open it up for a public input. So if anyone would like to speak, come on up to the microphone and we'll give you 2 minutes. All right, not seeing any, we'll close public forum. We do not have any items of old business. However, we have 6 items in new business tonight, starting with NWA Easy Storage Phase 2. So come on up, give us your name, address, tell us what we're looking at tonight.
Hi, I'm Courtney Austin. I'm with Craft and Toll. This is just the Phase 2. It's a building addition to the existing or currently under construction building of Phase 1 for the storage. We use the same parking, safe drives, just the building addition. Be happy to answer any questions.
All right, Commissioners, I'll open it up. Just adding on more. You have all the details there in your packets. This is just approval of large-scale development tonight.
Staff satisfied? I move to approve.
Second it.
All right, we have a motion properly made and second to approve the large-scale development. Roll call, please.
Jim Cox,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
Aaron Brock,
Yes.
Tony Kosarowski,
Yes.
Brian Clark,
Yes.
Chase Hendricks.
Yes.
Emily O'Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve Northwest Arkansas Easy Storage Phase 2, large-scale development approved.
All right. Next, we have our first of two public hearings. This is a rezone for James Michael Harms. Come on up, give us your name, address, tell us what we're asking for.
Ravon John, and we are asking for, at the corner of School Street and North Bloomington, to be rezoned from an R2 to a C2 for a development for my client to be able to have not a strip mall, but like forgive me, I don't have the word in my head right now, but to have a development there for some commercial purposes. He currently owns or leases property down the road just a little bit. We'll be moving his office space into that building and then have an additional opportunity for other businesses to lease out.
Okay, so we're looking to rezone from a residential to a C2.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're looking for on that. All right, if you step back for just a moment, let me do a public hearing on that. So we'll open that up at 6:06. If anyone would like to speak either for or against rezoning this property to C2, we'd love to hear from you. Come on up, give us your name and address, and you can have 2 minutes.
Candace Hankins, 1405 Fifth Avenue, Lowell. So I live in the neighborhood just adjacent, and my kids go to Tucker Elementary. I'm a little late on information just because I was gathering things Friday and Monday after I noticed the signage, but my concern here with the C2 is that it may be some businesses adjacent to a school area that may not be so school friendly. I'm not sure what the laws are on that as far as from Arkansas or Lowell regarding to what types of businesses can be in certain proximity from a school. Another thing is accessibility with parking lots, traffic flow, things like that that come into concern with school pickup. That I know is only 2 times a day, but it is a lot of traffic already. The roundabout has helped, obviously, but we still have some congestion there that happens. So that's kind of my point of view from there, and as well as, well, we'll get to the other parcel.
All right, thank you.
The adjacent parcel. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anyone else like to speak? All right, did we receive any feedback by email or at City Hall? No. All right. We will close the public hearing then at 6:08. Come back up, ma'am, please. I'll open it up to the commissioners. I will remind everyone tonight, by the way, this is just considering whether the property should be rezoned. It's not considering any specific thing being built. That's irrelevant at this point. Right now, it's just asking to rezone. I'll also remind everyone that we simply hold the public hearing and make a recommendation to the city council. The city council is the one that actually does the rezoning of any properties. And we give a recommendation either for or against, and they're welcome to listen to our recommendation or ignore it. But that's what we're here for this evening. Questions? Comments?
So, I don't know the answer to the question, so I'm gonna ask it. What are the city and the state, like, say in what type of business goes near a school?
Mr. Kiklak, could you fill us in on?
There are restrictions on SOBs, for instance, and other, kinds of businesses that are, either really high impact as far as socially, like an SOB, or even high impact such as, in use, like things that make particulate in the air or smells, other kinds of things like that. But as far as just business itself, I think if you look up and down Bloomington, there's commercial use
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry, what's an SOB?
I'm so sorry. Yeah. A sexually oriented business.
Okay, thank you.
Nice clarification, though, yes, for those who aren't aware, so, absolutely. All right. Does that help you, sir? Other questions, comments?
In our zoning code, C2 is the one that generally allows the most things by right.
Yes, that's correct. It's our highest use commercial zone.
Right, and this is on 71 business, so it kind of plays into an appropriate area of town as far as that goes.
That was my initial thoughts on this. I realize this is adjacent to residential west of this, but it is a state highway frontage and an opportunity to gain a commercial parcel. Usually it's the other way around when we're having rezone requests.
Right. There will be some challenges for whatever's built there because of the residential surrounding, that you do have to have the buffering that's appropriate between whatever's being constructed, but that's for another day, you know.
And most of that would be addressed if a large scale were ever brought forth on that property.
Yeah, at large scale, we would make sure that there's proper buffering and that type of things, but it is appropriate to discussion on rezoning, is neighboring. Any other questions, thoughts?
I agree that, commercial in the city of Lowell is prime real estate. We're,
It's shrinking too.
yeah, drastically and rapidly. And it's, the only form of real property revenue for the city. So I'd be inclined to, no one else has questions, I'll make a motion to recommend approval to the city council for this rezoning.
I second it.
All right, we have a motion made and seconded to recommend rezoning, a passage of the rezoning to the city council. All right, roll call, please.
Emily O'Rourke,
Yes.
Chase Henricks,
Yes.
Brian Clark,
Yes.
Tony Kosarowski,
Yes.
Aaron Brock,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
and Tim Cox.
Yes.
Motion to approve James Michael Harm's rezone is approved.
We'll move you on to the city council and they'll do what they do, so.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. All right, that is the first public hearing. Our next public hearing follows it with Dr. Sarah Gardner looking for a rezone. Come right on up, give us your name, address, and tell us what you're looking for here.
Sure, I'm Hannah Sicioni, representing the applicant. I'm with CRD Commercial Real Estate and Development. Similar to the rezone south of us that you all just suggested to approve to council. We have sought this property and reached out to city. This is actively under contract. It's set to close. This is a contingency of the contract. When we communicated with city staff prior to submitting a rezone, through conversations, it was discussed that C1 would be a suggested rezone. Since then, we've gone forward with that. Typically with rezones, as you all know, the applicant does not have to disclose the usage. However, in the spirit of transparency, my client has allowed for us to be able to speak to that. My clients are here tonight, local family, they own and will be the operators and users of a future development of a dental clinic. The usage of a C1 zoning is a neighborhood commercial. This C1 is your lowest intensity allowed usage within that. Similar to the site south, it is obviously still on the immediate 71 business frontage. However, I have also had the opportunity to speak to several residents or on their behalf with a representative that I spoke with earlier this morning. We had some good questions, some of the conversations that were discussed, asking about site-specific questions. Those will come up at large scale. Those have not been engaged yet with civil engineering services. Obviously, the rezone has to happen first. But some of the things that on behalf of my clients we are willing to discuss, they will be the primary user of the space. They will be the operator. Typical business hours are in the 8 to 5 time. There will be no external parking. The parking will all be contained on site. There is a significant 12-inch water line easement on the east side of the property, as well as a 10-inch sewer utility on the west side. That 12-inch water line on the east side adjacent to 71 Business. One of the questions was, how does that handle with traffic flow entering and exiting onto 71 Business? That site is encumbered due to that setback already, and then the water lines, that property is going to be set back off of the right-of-way, allowing clear line of visual sight. In addition, this property is a part of the POA. They will be contributing to, the dues, as well as the other businesses similar to the old F&B building on the north side of Pleasant Grove, and the gas station and the fitness center, all a part of that. The sellers are also the owners of the property immediately to the north. They are in support of this usage as well. After public comments, I'll be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so we'll open up the public hearing here at 6:16. If you'd like to speak either for or against the granting of this rezone to C1, I'd love to hear from your comments. Come right on up. Give us your name and address.
My name is Rochelle Williams, and I live at 1505 Canal Street in Lowell, which is in this neighborhood. My largest concern is we have a lot of kids that play in this neighborhood, and we already have a lot of traffic that cuts through this neighborhood. So that is my largest concern, is just increased traffic when this is a big neighborhood with a lot of kids. So that is my concern. Thank you.
Thank you.
Candace Hankins, 1405 Fifth Avenue. So again, the neighborhood just to the north. One of the things that was mentioned in the application was walkability to a dentist office. So one thing that we would like to be considered, I know obviously plans are not set, but with what she just spoke about the property will be set back from 71 Business, is that we would like sidewalks to be able to access this business, as well as if the other parcel is going to be commercially developed, we would ideally have sidewalks that can get to school. Right now, from our neighborhood, Park Central, we do not have sidewalk access to our elementary school that we are zoned to. So I know that's a discussion for later on, but it is definitely something to consider as these move towards commercial properties. Thank you.
Welcome. I will comment that as a planning commission, any commercial developments, we push sidewalks heavily, because that's something that in past years, in the early years of Lowell, was not heavily really pushed, and so we're lacking a lot of sidewalks. So that is a key component that we always ask for in all commercial developments these days. So thank you for bringing that up. Anyone else? All right, anything received at City Hall on this one? We'll close it at 6:18, and come back up, please, and we'll open it up. Let me ask a question right now. There's a lot in between the two properties we've looked at here tonight, right? And that's that like a drainage ditch area?
So according to our preliminary title search, that is neither owned by the sellers of the current property, nor is it owned to the property that's south. According to our records, that was once a platted road or access that is currently in city ownership, according to our understanding and title. If not, then I think the only pathway forward through our legal advisement is potentially, if there can be a trace of ownership, potential vacate of a right of way, but at this point in time, it is not included in this site.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure. It's just, I've been by there a million times, haven't paid that much attention to it.
If you're selling it for $1, we'll take it.
Something that just crossed my mind. All right.
Question for city staff, I guess. You guys are a lot better at this than I am, but I can't think of a less walkable place in the city. What drove our recommendation to be C1 versus like a C2?
C1 is your neighborhood commercial, and so closer to residential structures. I know the development just north of this property is planned to be a townhome establishment at this time. That was the latest large scale that was approved there. So once everything is built out, then you're gonna have townhomes here spilling over into your single families, which is where most of these residents live.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate that.
Other questions, other thoughts, other comments?
Seems to me a pretty fitting business for that area as I look through the notes.
As far as commercial, C1 would probably be pretty appropriate, so we're getting closer to the other areas that's going to be built residential at this time.
Yeah, I was wondering the same as Mr. Clark, why we didn't do a C2, but in retrospect, our code requires any commercial business to come off the lower volume road, correct? So when a future development were to come there, they'll have to at least have their one drive off of the drive that goes into the neighborhood. So maybe C1 is more appropriate in that regard then.
Yeah, access management, they will.
It would also not meet RDOT code, seen at 71 businesses, RDOT, to have a second curb cut entrance in that close
to the
proximity
proximity.
off of Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, obviously I'm not an engineer, but the identified site is to access off of Fifth Avenue. To the neighbor's concern of traffic flow, seeing that we do have separation of the detention pond on site before entering into the neighborhood, obviously, and the easy access in and out onto 71, we would encourage all access to exit that way.
All right. Anything else? Are we ready for a motion?
I would say, I guess, if the previous rezone that we're recommending the city council goes through, this would create a nice buffer from that C2 to the residential.
From a C2 to a C1 and.
R3 and R2, so yeah.
Yeah.
I move to approve the recommendation.
Second?
All right, we have a motion properly made and seconded to recommend approval to the city council. Roll call, please.
Tim Cox,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Tony Kostarowski,
Yes.
Brian Clark,
Yes.
Jace Henricks.
Yes.
Emily O'Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve, Dr. Sarah Gardner rezone
you.
is approved.
All right, our next item of business, start some different construction here. Riverwood Homes and Old Wire Road here at Hunt Farms Phase number 4. So,
Hi, I'm Courtney Austin again with Craft and Toll. This is just the final plat for the phase 4 of this subdivision. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
all right, we've seen this property a lot. Any questions or concerns? This is a final plat, so final plat approval tonight.
Final or preliminary?
It was changed this afternoon. We got an email.
Oh, all right.
It's been updated. Updated to a final plat. So yeah, the early agenda had it as preliminary.
Thank you.
Get the records changed in advance so we don't have to fix them later, right?
Right.
No concerns with the previous 3, as we would need to worry about for this one, right? Okay, I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion properly made and seconded to approve the final plat. Roll call, please.
Tim Cox,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Tony Kostarowski.
Yes.
Brian Clark,
Yes.
Jace Henricks,
Yes.
Emily O'Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve Riverwood Homes LLC, Hunt Farms Phase 4. Final plat is approved.
All right, our next item, Monroe Flex LLC. This is a large-scale development. You're busy tonight.
Yeah, I'm Courtney Austin with Craft and Toll. This is just a office commercial building for kind of the second phase of Lowell Commerce. This will include a building, associated parking, and tied to that existing private drive from the Lowell Commerce project that came through like maybe 2 years ago.
Right.
This will also include trail improvements along the road, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you guys may have.
All right, commissioners?
My only question is what you answered, trail improvement. That sidewalk is very annoying to look at every day, so thank you for
It
completing
will
that.
tie to the Taco Bell and match with.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's.
I want to reiterate, this is an office building.
Office commercial, yes.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
It'll match, essentially, they don't have set users for it yet, but it'll match the same use to the north. I think they have maybe a hairdresser, and that's the only person they have currently.
You know how many suites will be in it?
5, I believe.
5? Okay.
Five doors shown on the parking lot side at least.
Sweet.
Guess that could be built to suit though.
Yeah, it could be. Big larger spots.
I don't believe it'll be more than 5, but I could see them removing a wall.
Sure. Any other questions? This is just
Other
approval
questions?
of
I'll make a
laws.
motion to approve.
Second. Okay, we've got a motion to approve the large scale that's been seconded. Roll call, please.
Emily O'Rourke,
Yes.
Chase Hendricks,
Yes.
Brian Clark,
Yes.
Tony Kosarowski,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
Tim Cox.
Yes.
Motion to approve Dr. Sarah Garden rezone is approved.
All right, our last item of new business. It's on Honeysuckle Street, Dr. Horton, NWA, Hudson Steel, Phase 2.
Hi.
Hello,
yes.
hello.
My name's Conley Hale. I'm with Craft and Toll. We're giving Courtney the break on this one, so.
Good for you.
Yeah, anyway. We're seeking preliminary plat approval tonight for 187 lots. This is phase 2 of the Hudson Steel development, the north one. You can kind of see in that photos. Basically wrapped up at this point, so we're getting ready to move forward with phase 2.
Nice.
This one's about 5 units an acre. It's already zoned correctly. We've came through about a year ago for all the variances we needed for the development, so we worked through with staff on their comments, and at this point, we're just seeking y'all's approval tonight. I'm around if y'all have any other questions.
All right, so we have a preliminary plat. What do you need to know, commissioners?
City staff, anything we need to be concerned about?
No, we went through it very thoroughly on the drainage because we wanted to make sure that was good. So.
Yeah, we've been looking at it since what, November?
Yeah, it's been a while. We actually lost 3 lots in the southeast corner to try and make that pond a bit bigger, so yeah, we appreciate staff's help on getting this one through.
How many homes is this?
187.
I'm trying to remember the variances on this were what, lot widths?
Yes, it was side setbacks just for the front loaded to do alternate 15 and 5, just so we can get those electric transformers on every other lot. I think the front setback on the alley loaded we wanted down to 12 feet, and the last one was the street widths are a little bit less wide on this one. I think it's a 47-foot right of way. So we've kind of scattered parking throughout the development to try and make up for that lost street width.
Now, this property would fall, or this project would fall under the new standards for electrical?
They do, that's what they're working with on trying to make that work.
Super fantastic.
Yeah. Anything else?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion properly made and seconded to approve the preliminary plat. Roll call, please.
Tim Cox,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Tony Kosarowski,
Yes.
Brian Clark,
Yes.
Chase Hendricks.
Yes.
Emily O'Rourke.
Yes.
Motion to approve Riverwood Homes Hunt Farms Phase 4 preliminary plat is approved.
Okay, Darren?
Yes.
Before we proceed, when we finished with this Monroe Flex, it was read that Dr. Sarah Gardner rezone was approved. So So we probably need
What are
to
you
just state
talking-
that.
Make the
Monroe
motion again?
Flex. Yes.
Who, was that me?
Would you go back and explain that again, please?
So what we voted on, she read the wrong line when she said it was approved. That's what
What did I do here?
And you read this one instead of,
Just now?
instead of
I
this one.
apologize.
So, on the one above it,
Who
Can I
made
press-
who made the motion and the second on that?
Tony,
yeah.
I made the
I
motion.
just read Riverwood
I made a
Homes
motion.
right just now.
On Monroe Flex?
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, I think I'm on the
and-
motion on Monroe Flex.
Yeah, Tim, you
What did they say I read? I just read this just now.
Yeah, but,
Not saying you have to do it again, but
I think this is the one that,
No, you only get one motion.
see right here?
I'll motion it again.
Sarah Gardner was just up here, and it got
Oh, what's it
put
doing down
again.
here too? My mistake, I know what happened.
Scratch that up there,
No,
yeah.
I know what happened.
So the previous one would have been this approved.
Monroe Flex. I know, sorry, guys. I did this last night real late. Riverwood Homes, take that out.
It got duplicated on the page.
Yeah.
I see.
And the last item,
All right, so read those two again that they're approved. I
As they
guess.
are. Monroe Flex, large-scale development is approved. Rezone.
and the last item was Hudson Steel Phase 2.
Is
And
it
it was
Dr.
read
Horton
as Hunt
Northwest
Farms.
also?
Yes.
So read both. Dr. Horton, Northwest Arkansas, Hudson Steel 2, Phase 2, preliminary plat is approved.
She then just got
There we go.
duplicated.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, our next meeting is scheduled for June 1st. So, wow, May is about zipped by already. The two discussions, announcements we have here is, number one is Mudtown Days is upon us. And this year, we're moving it out west with it to
Yeah,
the,
second year out west.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
as you can see, Larry's Fleet will be headlining on June 6th, Saturday night. And there'll be events happening all day. Well,
Friday and
all
Saturday?
evening, Friday, yes. all
And
day
Friday,
Saturday.
there's another,
There's a huge tractor pull.
okay, so there's several events
And
there.
there's another band coming in.
Yeah, different group doing music on Friday night, and this is Larry Fleet on Saturday night, so.
There's a car show Saturday morning.
Do you know where they're gonna put
There's
it?
like a kids' talent show and whatever.
We had
it
the
is.
kids' talent show, the pageants happen on Friday night, talent show happens on Saturday. We do have a dog show happening on Saturday this
Oh.
year as well, yes. And we have our annual shootout, which is at high noon. But yeah. it'll be a
There you go,
great event.
clear your calendars, everyone, June 5th and 6th, here for our annual Mudtown Days. And also, I mentioned here, Lowell will celebrate America's 250th by displaying flags and patriotic banners throughout the city. So,
Yeah, we already have the banners and flags in, and Public Works is in the process right now of building the brackets that these will hang on. So
Wonderful.
You'll see them go up all throughout town, and they'll hang there through July, and then we will put them back up in November for Veterans Day. Not the banners, of course, but yeah.
right. No, that's great. We need to celebrate the semi-quincentennial of our country, right?
What happens to them after November?
Maybe we auction them off.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, just
That would be cool.
have 200, yeah, we'll have some winners.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, if there's no other items needing our attention, I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, there you go. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We are stand adjourned, 6:34.